Hi, it's me again. It's almost 9 in the morning. So I've been watching YouTube. I've eaten some more. Seems like I'm eating too much. Or that I'm eating because there's nothing else to do. Well, there is. Uh, uh, yeah, it's interesting how actually my ability to think straight is a bit compromised now. So I've been watching YouTube. It's felt terrible, not because I'm feeling guilty, but because it's just it's nothing that captures my interest, and I'm just yeah, killing time basically, which is not a fun thing to do. And so I didn't like it back there at the hospital, and don't like it here. Um, Difference is that here I'm recording these entries more frequently. So well, if there's somebody watching you, if not um, we get a more direct um, impression of what my day looks like and how it progresses. The other thing is I did take the Ritalin after all, and yeah, so far I can mainly feel a negative influence. So for example, I feel much harder to it feels much harder to me now to communicate with others. I still haven't written back my parents. Um, yeah, so I hope there will be some positive effects in the long run. And it's quite interesting to see that there was quite a strong urge after all to take it, because I felt like I'd get something out of it. So it's yeah, there seems to be more uh, of an addictive pattern around Ritalin actually than around tranquilizers. Though of course I've now managed to get to a point where I don't I couldn't I mean I if I take more than what I'm supposed to take, I wouldn't have any left for tomorrow or the weekend, and that would really put me out of balance. So the only I only would do it if it's really yeah. Basically, there won't be any situation arising like this. I mean, I suppose I really wanted to meet up with my parents. I could take that, but then I need to see my doctor, my family doctor, or whatever you my general my GP, my general practitioner, um, who now is quite far I'm now in the 19th district of Vienna, and she is in the 15th district, and that's more than an hour by public transport, I guess. But I have to get there by Monday with my with the doctor's letter from the hospital, so I can get a prescription for a pack of diazepam, Valium, which would last me until my first appointment at the clinic where I will be where my psychiatric will be consulting a psychiatrist from now on. Yeah, because if I don't do that on Monday, I will have run out. So I think they gave me enough to last me until Monday if I keep on the regimen that I've been on. So suppose I had like a full pack of Valium, or just any supply that's any supply that I want to have. Would there be urge or pressure to take it? Yeah, I guess it would slowly be mounting, unfortunately. So that's the big difference between hospital and being here. So yesterday I was in quite a good state. Maybe I'll film the outside. It's nicer to look at. Yeah, not only for you, but for me, for the one filming, because I feel like going out onto my balcony and sitting down there. It's not that cold anymore. And I mean, it's not really cold. For other people, that's a really agreeable temperature. But I'm, yeah, I feel like I should move to some really warm country, because anything under 25 degrees or more seems cold to me. Yeah. So what I was talking about, the drugs. So apparently one of the positive effects of Ritalin is that I'm on my balcony now. I'm not sure if that would have happened so quickly without having taken the Ritalin. Even though at first it's, I think I would have started recording video much earlier if I hadn't taken it, because at first the effect was making it harder for me to communicate. So that's a nice turn of events, and it means I'm actually gonna go out in the garden, and I think yeah, if you look down there, there's lots of sun already, so I'll find a nice warm spot, maybe in my Samadhi garden, if it still exists. Let's see. It still, yeah, it still exists. So that's the one part where they didn't remove the borders, which I just used some scrap wood that was lying around to make those. My actual intention was to to make some kind of wooden borders that would have a certain height, maybe a couple of inches, so as to be able to fill it with organic matter, which is what is in the bin right now and will be taken away by the city for recycling, which is too bad, or just earth or something, just to build up the soil in the ground. But that's another topic, gardening. and especially my personal view on it. I don't have so much practical experience, except for my own observations and what I've learned from just being interested in it for my whole life, because I never had the physical strength to do a lot of work, and then, I mean, I guess living here, I've never had as much freedom even doing stuff in the garden as I'm having here right now. But we'll see how that develops. For now, there are two important things for me to get done. One is actually today the hospital organized that today somebody would come to help me with the shopping and whatever I would need help with, but I feel like it would just overwhelm me to interact with another person who I don't know. I don't have no idea who will come, and then when they come, maybe it's 9 already, so 3, 4. So maybe the office already. I can already call the office and call off those people. I mean, it's a good thing to have help, but I feel like it's better to, if I manage to do my shopping myself, and it's actually more stressful to draw up a shopping list and send somebody. And yeah, I mean, I did get some groceries yesterday, and I think I can do it again. It's just yeah, I've talked about all these things and priorities and so on. I mean, if you haven't showered for 2-3 days, then I don't want to go out and do go shopping for groceries anymore. But I guess with my priorities set straight, as I've outlined in all the other videos I've taken yesterday and today, that will be easier now, and there are much more advantages to me doing my shopping myself than sending someone. And of course they could help with anything else, but that needs some time to just get used to the people and everything. And since I'm so the other thing I need to do is get in touch with my parents, which I can do now as well. So I'm kind of noticing the benefits of the Ritalin right now. It makes me more like, if I have a motivation to do something, it just makes it stronger and keeps me more focused on it. And so I feel much more not only confident and then able just to persist and to just go ahead with those things. So unfortunately, I think my phone is almost out of battery. 23%. That's a little bit. So I'll maybe make those calls and then go out in the garden and check back with you, quote unquote you, in a couple of moments. And see you then. And thank you, or thank me. Thanks to my phone, my camera, and technology on the whole. It's I mean, here, I mean, looking looking at the past 15 minutes, we can really see the merits and the dangers of technology. So before, I was just surfing YouTube, feeling terrible and just distracting myself, and not even able to distract myself. So I thought I was in a state where I just have to wait for the pain to get so unbearable that I do something different would happen. But then I noticed that I felt that I was able to start filming again, and now things have flipped, or have changed pretty quickly. So we can see how technology can be extremely helpful, as it is being right now in this moment, making me, I mean, I'm looking at the screen, but I'm also looking at nature, and of course looking past my screen as I'm doing right now, it's much more powerful, and I can really feel the energy of the trees and everything, but it's also overwhelming. And putting it all in a screen makes it kind of easier to stomach and digest. I mean, it takes away all the pretty magnificent energy, and I mean, I'm recording this at low resolution, so yeah, you can really see the leaves and the different shades of green, the sunlight being reflected out of the leaves, and there are like millions of different shades of green if you look at it. In some other life I might have become, or might have been, a painter, I guess. Or maybe I am, or I will, who knows. Though that's a kind of art or trade that requires a lot of patience and calm and concentration, which is not something I have in abundance right now. But I do have an abundance of lots of other resources, not the least this phone and its storage and its ability to record these videos, and my willingness to do that, and it's really a pleasure and a great fun to do it all the time. And I'm still wondering why it's so effective, and if probably some part in me still hopes that somebody would watch, somebody not only watch but understand. I've shared the link only with 2 people I know so far, because I think most people I know, if they watch them, I mean, a lot of things I say, they think I might be, I don't know, psychotic even. I mean, my family used to think that, and I definitely I'm not very stable in my mind, and there's lots of ups and downs, and I tune into different layers of my consciousness all the time. So I mean, I think the videos I recorded before being admitted to the hospital, they were much less down to earth, but I'd still stand by them and not say that they were wrong, but they were not focused on what's like most in front of me. And yeah, I mean, I've been talking about priorities and all this stuff enough. So, and they were much more influenced by medication, by drugs, and for a while I was taking those herbs, which also yeah, they have their positive and negative qualities. I mean, the herbs I'm talking about right now are such ones. I mean, they're legal ones, but they have a very quick onset of effect. They're basically like an antidepressant, but which works within half an hour and then lasts for a couple of hours and then goes away again. And well, there's different ones, but of this kind, which is very short acting, but which seems which I think is the most useful for me in this state, because it's just every day is just this back and forth and up and down between how am I gonna, what am I gonna occupy myself with next moment, next minute, the next hour. Yeah, how am I able to, how am I using my time in the most productive way? And then there are many more herbs, especially from Chinese medicine that I know through Chinese medicine and so on, that will that are really powerful at stabilizing and helping with my body and mind, my brain, nervous system, my digestive system, and my energy and everything. When taken over a longer period of time, so the effects might be more subtle but more long-lasting. So that's my plan. If my money, yeah, I mean, for some reason, my money is barely enough. Yeah, I don't even manage to pay for my food ever since moving here. But I still hope that since I know the landlady and her son, who's also living in the house. Altogether, we're 8 people, and 2 of them are my landlady and her son. And I've known them for a long time. That's why I could move in here so quickly. And they've said that I can deduct costs for things like herbs and nutritional supplements and the like from my rent, because I could have lived here rent free. I chose to pay rent, also because I thought I wrongly thought I'd get back a large part of what I pay from the city through social benefits, as I used to previously, but I wasn't thinking very straight, because I realized I mean I'm now paying almost like close to half what, for example, I was paying for my apartment, especially considering the extra costs for like electricity and internet and so on. So it's definitely halved from now. But then, of course, if I'm paying lower rent, they won't. I won't get any benefits for that, because I'm supposed. I mean, it's obvious that it's not like you're expected to not pay any rent and have everything covered by the city. Because I'm already getting benefits. Not unemployment. It's not exactly a disability pension. It's but basically it is a disability pension, and of course that's supposed to cover your rent as well. And I mean, I'm paying lots of money for to pay back debt, and that's quite a big issue. And like concerning private debts, especially to my brothers and to my family who have lent me money, I should pay back even more, but whenever I get some money, I just spend it on things that I hope will move me along. And last time I did that, I think it was in June, I used it for some sessions, some counseling sessions, and if I told anybody I did that, because that was the how do you call it, not down payment, deposit on my old flat, which actually my brother lent me in 2013, so I should have paid it back to him first. But he said, pay back those debts where you pay interest with it first. And instead, I went ahead and I booked those sessions, but they helped me a great deal, and they're what inspired me to do these video journal entries. And I've gone completely off course now, and I'm just rambling. It's interesting. That's another quite typical effect of the Ritalin. Even though it's supposed to work the other way, but when there's not now, like when I'm at uni and there's some specific subject matter to study. Like 1 year ago, when I studied Sanskrit for a couple of months, that worked really well. But when you use it when I use it in my daily life, it's got some effects that help for my ADD symptoms, and in some ways it helps for things that are not related to ADD at all. It's more because of the stimulating property of it, like I was mentioning before. And then in some ways it actually makes the ADD tendencies worse, which actually personally I think much more a much better medicine would be what something like Adderall, but it's not approved in my country, here in Austria. So you would be able to get it, but it would have to be a kind of prescription where the pharmacist prepares it for you, and I never dared to ask any doctor about it, because I mean, Adderall is dextroamphetamine, which is a drug that is widely abused, and since I already had that habit of taking the Valium for so many years, I never felt comfortable asking basically for a drug, though I mean, in the meanwhile I've learned that benzodiazepines like Valium are abused as well, and same with Ritalin, even though I mean, yeah, I can understand. With Ritalin, it makes you awake. You can be more productive, or you can even go out and to a party, and it won't make you feel good, but it will help you just stay up all night. And actually, I did do that once or twice in the past. Yeah, so I've definitely abused Ritalin in that way. But I guess with amphetamines it's a whole lot different, because they do make you feel kind of good and stronger. I've tried once, and yeah, the really surprising thing is that the first effect I could discern was that it made me really calm and present and confident as well. But the thing that it really made me calm, it really points to that this is more suitable for the whole ADD symptoms. But then, yeah, just to conclude, I mean, all these things are really crutches, and I've mentioned before that I really hope to move onto herbal crutches, and then by adding in more and more of the long-acting herbs. My hands again, to move away. So I really hope that soon I'll be free of any chemical help, and I still think that I cannot like very quickly shift to completely, yeah. I would be still in need of some help, but I feel like I'm close to a point where herbs can provide that, and that's a huge difference, because as soon as I take any herbs, I can feel the intelligence of the plant and of nature itself being there, and also guiding me along in my use of it. So it's for example, with that one herb, I've ordered Canna Scaletium tortuosum. I wouldn't so much be able to say take it and then with the goal that I'll be able to interact with people and, yeah, and push down my anxiety and maybe do some productive thing. But what I noticed is that I would take it and it would just take it through its own process, which sometimes would be that effect, but at other times it just, quote unquote, told me, it just made me be more solitary and just work with my body, like pressing acupuncture points and meditating and, yeah, doing all kinds of body work, stretching and so on. So it's really a whole different world, and unfortunately with all the chemical substances so far, they had the opposite effect. And the Ritalin, it will stimulate my mind, but it also dissociates it more from my body. I can't say for sure if there aren't any chemical substances that would help to stimulate my body as well, and then be more of help along that line. But yeah, I think I'm repeating myself, and I got a bit stuck here on my balcony talking. That's also, I can also feel the effect of Ritalin in that. I mean that's one of the anti ADD effects. So that once I start something, I keep going. And since I've already had a tendency that once I record something, I keep on talking and talking, because it also releases the same neurotransmitters that would be, yeah, that are like enhanced in a way by Ritalin, or would be released by something like Adderall. And now that tendency has been made stronger by the Ritalin I took before. So enough said. I'll see if I can make my calls and then go in the garden and yeah. See you from there. I think I even got a power bank, so I can go there without recharging my phone. I haven't used it for such a long time. Yeah, okay, bye. Bye.